I am streaming now.
the bouncer.
And Todd's gonna grab the bouncer. Grabbing the bouncer. People are getting emails anyway. All right, so, right now, as we, when I begin these things, I allow for a little bit of time so that people can get through the commercial and get an email from Twitch. And so for the first little bit, I'm just talking a little bit to give people time to come on and time for folks to let me know that they can hear me. I think everything should be working correctly. I'm also going to go ahead to my channel here and make sure I have the chat open where I can see it in case people have questions or just want to say hi. That was great last time when people said hi. So I got to make sure my sound is off on the computer. Yes. And just do a little bit of setup. If you are brand new to Ruby Thursday, my name is Melissa Wanish, and I'm the founder of Ruby Thursday. And it's a tutorial site for junior Rails developers. And I originally started out with just Ruby snacks on Thursdays. And I actually haven't done one in a little bit because I've been doing this live streaming because it's fun and I have a project that needs to get done. And Ruby snacks will still be a part of the full Ruby Thursday universe. And I hope to get one out this week, taking actually some of what we've been doing here and making it into a little tidbit instead of watching hours and hours and hours. But for those who love to watch hours and hours and hours, I am here to go through, and you can watch me troubleshoot and things like that. So and ask questions along the way, and maybe we change something up because you're like, hey, wouldn't this be better? So let me know. And I also need to know that you can hear me. So hopefully Todd can type in the chat. Maybe not. I can turn my own thing on just to be sure. Maybe not. Okay, so I heard myself. Good. There we go. Yay, now I can check on my own. All right, so let's go ahead and get going today. I said that in an email to my list that I would go over some troubleshooting and things like that. But let's go ahead and transition the view so that you can see our Trello board. Still working on this ticket here. We've gone through quite a bit of it. Again, if you're coming in new, this is, I think, day 6 or 7. Working on an Invoice app to set up monthly retainers for my clients so that I don't have to send them invoices. This is so they can sign up for a subscription on our site that we are calling GigTilt. 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 And so we've got a lot of it done already. Invoice, you can, the vendor, and we're also building it so other people can use it. And in fact, one of my clients has said, hey, I think I might need that. So we'll be working on it to make it so everybody can use. So we're using Stripe Connect, just a standard account. I don't want to manage everybody's Stripe relationship, especially since these are businesses, and are more familiar with how to navigate Stripe. And so we're using that. We can create the invoice, the plan, the subscription plan, and then we are finishing up where the client actually comes, fills in the information, and pays and signs up for the subscription. So that's what we're working on, and I got everything going. We're just, I actually did I know the email said I was going to work on tests, but I actually did work on that just a little bit over the weekend. So I'm going to just show you what I did. And I actually did already find out how to have Stripe send the emails. For now, we're having Stripe send all of the receipts. That may be something I change later, but right now, just to get out the door, Stripe is going to send those monthly, hey, you paid emails. But today we're definitely deploying more to staging. And I have a large portion of it done. But we'll finish deploying and actually setting up. I have not set up passenger or the domain name service to go to the correct places. So we will work on that. And then we'll test. And I was working with a student, and we were having some issues testing Stripe Connect on like a staging server. So we'll see. It was going to localhost and not to back to the staging server, even though we put in both URIs. So gonna work on that. So yeah, testing it. And that's what we'll get to. I'll deploy to production on my own because I then need to change all these keys and stuff. And change some of the passwords because I can't seem to not show my application YML. So just gonna change it all after the fact. All right, so that's where we are. Let's go ahead and open up. I might have some client projects up. I might have to go away real quick. Oh, this was an example. What else do I have? Oh, and if you have questions or anything, feel free, ask them. I will be checking back to this page. Woo! So be sure to have a shout out here. If you have any questions or suggestions are great too. This is my example app I've been going with. Do I not have it open? Sorry. Here we go. I just opened it up. And so I'm just showing you how I handled some error handling. Okay, so there's some client side validation going on with Stripe JS and the card element that I put in. And so that's happening, if you didn't put in enough numbers for the card, that sort of thing. That's happening client side. What we're doing is if like the card just didn't have enough money, it was denied for some reason. So what I did in the spec, in the features, is I put in another scenario that, client pays invoice, but sees error message if bad number. All right, so we're going to put in, this is the test number. If you don't know where to find test numbers, let's go ahead and open up that. It's part of their main documentation. I just want documentation here. Okay, so payments. Then I believe it's down to testing. Okay, so, and then you can go right to test numbers. So there's all these test numbers. So if you wanted to go through as a Visa, that's the one I usually use. It's just easy to memorize. And so that's the one when I want it to go through that I use. All kinds of test things. And then the testing for specific responses and errors. And so I've used the O2 with a declined card, okay, because that's pretty standard, and so that's what I'm testing. So we'll put in that number, and then I've added to say, sorry, we encountered an error, and then this is what comes from Stripe, okay. And sometimes I tried again this time to find like a list of all the errors, and I'm sure it's on somewhere. I couldn't find it, so I just ran the test, and then I saw what the error was, and then the message was, and I put it in here. Okay, so, and then I'm just expecting the subscription to be 0, that it didn't get created. And so what I put into the controller, and you may have seen this commented out, but now it's in there, right? So I'm rescuing an exception. Okay, so that's what Stripe returns, is an exception. Okay, and so if there's an exception, I'm going to have the flash alert. Sorry, we encountered an error. And here is the message. So plus the message. And then we're going to go back to that new invoice subscription path and add invoice where we had it. Okay? So that's what's happening. And so that's where we are. That's how I tested the error. I think I actually haven't styled the error yet. I may have to go in and style it real quick, but let's work on that later when we go through testing and see what all we need to change. I bet it doesn't have much styling. Because we haven't styled. I forgot to ask my designer. What do you want those to look like? Error messages and things. What should those look like? So that's that piece. Now let's show you if we're on Stripe and we added, I added yet another Stripe account for GigTilt because it's a separate, no. So GigTilt is currently like in the email address, like my main Ruby Thursday email address. And then I was like, okay, I need another one for our agency. We call it One from Zero. And why is it taking a while? It's like, what? Too many things are open now. It's only 4. So there's so I made another separate account, and I'll show you on that one because it's brand new and there's nothing on there. So I'll show you. Did our internet go a lot slower? Where are we going here? I feel like I could go back here and just log in. Taking its time there. There we go. Oh, what am I logged in as? Let's see. What are we logged in? Well, probably. Hope there's nothing too personal gonna show up, guys. This is okay. Here we go. One from Zero is where we're logged in. Okay. Right. So we haven't done anything yet, so it's giving me all the onboarding messages. So in order to set up Stripe to send emails on your behalf, you go to Business Settings, Email Receipts, and then you can check these boxes. Successful payments, refunds, send those email receipts. And then if you wanted to, you could customize the design. I may do this later. You could send test receipt if you wanted. So that is where it is. All right. So for the purposes of this app, that's what we're going to do. And we're actually, inspired by another app doing this. And they say, hey, just go manage that yourself. And so we're here. I think eventually we'll probably bring this in so that it's branded as GigTilt so that people start to learn about us. I think that would be good marketing as opposed to Stripe getting all the love. And so, but we'll just leave that for now as we just get it up and running. It's already, the 12th? Yeah. All right, so that is that. So Stripe send emails. Yay. Now, I don't think it's going to send an email in development. Okay, I read that. It's not going to send that. So I will do one final test on production to make sure the email sends. Have something go for like $1. That's always good to do, just to make sure all your production keys and everything are working. Is just to have a very small test charge. Make sure it's all running. All right, so deploy to staging. Let's, where are we here? Make sure nothing, master C. Okay, git push. Just remember what I did. Should customer is not created. Oh, made sure. Yeah, I went online and just made sure. Okay, so, and then I did style the validation, the client side at validation. And I did put in a confirmation page. I don't think I did that live, but I did put that in. It's I think I showed what it would look like, but I just did a view, confirmation, and it's really simple, easy right there. So, there you go. Now, let's go back here. Okay, so I do have, if you want to see how I manage it, master to me is what is kind of like the latest that's in a pretty good state. People can pull into it, pull it down, look at it. But then anything that goes live, I have as a different branch. So I added a staging branch and a production branch. And so let's go pull in what we've done. I know I just did this. Oh, let's get push master. And, if you were working on a team, and it's a good practice to, use PR requests on GitHub as well. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do, because I am just going to do it locally, because I got to get it done. Hey, if you got to get it done, it's all about documentation. So I may be in trouble later being like, wait, what did I do? But I am using the Trello board, so that's a good place for it. Just on a team, you would, use a PR request, so it's all right there. But right now, I'm just going to check out staging. Get merge master. Oh, a merge conflict. Okay. Did I add? Wonder what it did. Maybe I updated something. Okay, so added the Ruby Racer. I did do that because, that's always a thing I forget to add when going up to a server. You need to have some kind of JS. Oh, I forget the word, but runner. And so that's always what comes through. So I also updated Node, I think, on this server. So a little DevOps here, but that should, we need the Ruby Racer. It's in the gem file, right? Yeah, it's right here. Yes, for the assets. There we go. So I put it right there. So, all right, git add everything, git commit merge master with front end integration. Oh no. Processing subscriptions. This is the main thing that we added there. Okay. Get push origin staging. Hopefully everything goes up to staging okay. I may want to go ahead and make sure the so Figaro has a gem for Capistrano, and I believe that I have that in there. I should. Yeah. So let's make sure the YML file is fine. I don't remember. It was like a week or two ago if anything changed. So, oh no, it did change because I created that other entity, GigTilt, under Ruby Thursday, and so I changed the client ID and the publishable keys and all that. So that's cap staging. What is it? It's setup. think is, I might have to go look up the Figaro YML gem for the syntax, but I think that's it. Yeah. So it ran that, and so it uploaded this. There we go. All right. So I called it Invoice app staging on the server. All right. So just in case, I'm not going to go through all of this, but I set up. So the deploy is the basic deploy with the GitHub here. I have stages, production, and staging, and so I did make another staging environment. Oh, this is wrong. We decided not to do that. Gig tilt. .com. Probably. Let's see, initialize devise. Ah, right. It needs to come. The only email we're going to be sending is like if we forget our password. Okay, so this is actually an email address I need to create, but this might be all. This we should also make sure to change. Okay. And it is, I guess we're just using one here. What did we call it? There we go, opening up my YML. I'll have to change it later. Took that out for the moment. So it is Stripe redirect. Okay, so this is what we're gonna try. Using. And, okay. There we go. All right, gig tilt, devise, okay. So then what we have for deploy, yeah, don't think this matters. So we're gonna show, right, so this is, all set up, where we're going, branch, Rails environment, staging, so that we have in the devise, in the application YML, we're using all this test. You see it says test. Okay. Since we made a couple of changes there, I think we should run our tests again. I actually haven't run them in their entirety in a minute. I did not set up a CI yet, and that would probably be a good idea. But right now, let's just run our spec and see where we are. So if you have any questions, I'm going to let it run, and hopefully we all come out green. If not, I need to work on stuff. But I'm going to just double check and see if we have any shout outs. Nope. Okay. No worries. Let's see. Might take a moment. It's the first thing I'm running. There we go. It's always nice to start with a green. Okay. Uh-oh. Bisbee. I have no idea what that is. I have run this manually and it's okay. So something with our client pays invoice is not working anymore. I don't see any error messages. So that's interesting. So that's 7. It was passing earlier. So let's see what we changed here. It may be because I've changed up some things. Let's see. You know, with the using different entities for Stripe Connect. Let's see what's client pays invoice. So this one's failing. Make sure I didn't leave any binding price or something. Don't think I would have. I did add this, but I ran the whole spec. So it just says awesome plan. It's not giving us any kind of error message. Okay. It's not giving an error message. Let's see. I click the button. If we move this expectation up here, is that where it's going to fail as well? Like it's not getting created? Oh, let's just run the one. Copy. Oh, we'll start off with some troubleshooting here. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's failing. It's not even creating it. Okay, so this is a little hard because with JS True in here, and because it's like happening twice. If you guys watched earlier, and you may not have, and that's totally fine. You're jumping in just to see what's going on. I had some issues with turbo links and the Stripe processing the payment and making that token. And so what it's doing is it's actually like, even though we clearly have stated prevent default, all right, it is submitting the form twice. Now, one time without an error, and so nothing happens, right? Because in our, I'll keep this open, because in our subscriptions controller, I'm making sure that there's a params token, and then it happens, okay? So that's the time it processes. And so, and I took out turbo links in order to make that work, because turbo links was happening so fast, it was only doing the one without a token, even though I could see in the server that it was submitting it twice. Googled a bunch and still have not figured out why it's doing that. And I think it's the JS. I think it's something with that. So, with the JavaScript. And where I'm using plain old JavaScript now, as opposed to jQuery, since that's not a standard in Rails anymore. So I'm trying to make it work with, and this is pretty much right from the Stripe documentation as well. Oh, we do need to deal with that. I will deal with that later. But let me make a note so I don't forget to deal with it. Card.js. Before we go to production. Okay. So let's see what's happening. I don't know that I can stop this like I've been trying to stop the binding price in here to see what's happening. But because of this like two thing happening, I haven't been able to come in here and really see what's going on. But let's give it a shot. So I may just have to run the server and go manually and see what's happening. And it may be a thing where it's working now when you run the server and not in your test. That could be something wrong with the test now. All right. So and also this is, multi-threaded. So when I've been hitting Q, okay, that worked that time. See, it's like you can see the console just is not being my friend here. And no, escape, Q. So it's multi-threaded, right? It's just not looking correct. It just doesn't, my pry session just, and then, I don't know. It just doesn't want to go. And I end up having to I don't know. It just gets nutty. So I'm going to open a different tab and just run a server. Oh, there we go. Just want to exit. All right. I controlled C to get out of this. We'll see if it actually does it. All right, now let's go over here. And see what's happening. And this is the one we've been using. Subscriptions new. Lovely. All right, so I'm just going to try to make it go through correctly. So for here, place order now. I'll show it. Oh, I have a binding price still. Uh-oh. Oh no. Something's up with my pry. Maybe I should go to buybug for a minute. Oh. Now I'm in trouble. Okay. EXIT. Okay. Opening another tab. Let's see, did that one? Yeah. Maybe it's with pry. Oh, am I going to be totally messed up because I may have to do some major stuff here. It may say that, oh, good. I was worried it would still be running. Yeah, sorry, something went wrong. Yes. All right, let's try this again. Let's refresh the page, just to be sure. Okay. Okay. It's working well. Okay. So let's see if it did try to do it twice. Yes. See, it tries once as JS, and then once as HTML, and the stripe token is there. So I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, so now, does it have, no, it has other stuff in its memory here. I'm just gonna also, yeah. Okay, that's distracting looking at our lovely page back there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, now what can also happen, I find, when I'm doing these more like integration tests, and this, I mean, this is a reason to stub your test sometimes, is because it can sometimes take longer for things to happen. So sometimes if you just wait, if you tell it to wait a little bit, then the process will happen, Stripe will have responded. So this is kind of like an inconsistent pass-fail because I didn't change anything, right? But now it's passing. So if we run all of our spec again, let's see if it fails. And you know, this is something that, you know, blog articles will say, well, stub your information, then that's sure. But I also often like to have, you know, it really happen. And so sometimes I do have to have that sleep in there, which, yeah, see, now it's failing because it's running as a set. And so, you know, it's a, you know, what's more important to you? Is it more important that you don't use, yeah, because especially with the JS True, it's just doing that check a little too fast. So what I have done in the past, and you know, people will say, "Oh, that's terrible! Don't do that." But that is what I'm going to do. And usually I sleep 5, and that's enough. And I put a little. Oops, spell inconsistent correctly. So that is what I do. You know, it's an integration test. There's something called a Stripe mock, which, you know, if some point in the future, I'll probably put that into this project. There's a gem called Stripe mock, and it helps you. I especially use it for webhooks. I think it's really great for that. Because that's not something you can test with integration tests, because it's coming from Stripe. You have to stub it out, and so Stripe does that. And those are for unit tests, though. It's not for integration. So, I want to make sure it really works, like live-ish. So here we go. I'm gonna run it again, and yes, it takes 5 more seconds. You know, my goal is not really quick test at this point. Again, if it was, you know, you'd really want to think about other things. So here it is, going to wait 5 seconds, and it should pass now. Let's see. Yes, it does. So, you know, this is sort of a real world. I've got to get it done to the point that I feel like it's going to work correctly and get it up and going. Again, if it's a longer term project, you want to, you know, it's, or you're working with lots of people. I mean, it's, you know, it's, you gotta balance what's most important. So, I'm doing that. Yay. So get status. Untracked files. Oh my gosh, what is that? Okay. That is fun with my binding price session. Evidently, I made a file. Whew, okay. So I updated a couple things. Commit. I updated Stripe account. And then set sleep for testing. Subscription. Am I going to be able to go back? Yes. Gotta have the A in there. If you didn't add it already. Alright. Again, I'll have to add all that back to master, but alright. Let's cap staging deploy. Oh, no. Okay. Spring. Okay. Oh, I'm following their suggestions. And deleting turbo links. I didn't run it in this environment here. So I think that's what's happening. Or maybe part of merging. All right, so get a lock. Staging. Okay. You know, I didn't keep scrolling. Maybe there was something lower that I didn't fix. Like if there were lines or whatever in the gem file lock. So it got through bundler install. Now it's doing the assets. A couple more things. There we go. Yeah, so that says there's no Fusion Passenger served applications. We haven't set that up yet. So, it's up on staging. Yay! Okay, so now what we're going to do is set up the passenger and the DNS so that we can go and test it. So we need to go ahead into... I haven't set that up at all yet. Okay, so need to go into the server. And here we are. Sorry, Joel. Okay, so now we're going to into 2, and then it's available. All right, so we have all of these configs already. So I'm going to copy one of them so that I already have most of it. Could just do the default. I think that would be better. Because I'm not if I was using the SSL certificate, I probably would copy one of these, but you don't need an SSL certificate for your staging. So let's copy, I have to use sudo in this folder. Sudo copy. Do I have an original? All right, well, oh. We're going to do invoice app staging. Okay. Yeah? Okay, good. That's the password. All right, so now we want to sudo. I'm going to open this with nano. Oh. No, I don't want all that. Exit. Control X. What is the original? Yeah, that's the basic one. Okay. I really just wanted the basic one. Oh, no. You know what? I changed my mind. This has the, more of the things for, Rails. So we'll keep it like this. Although I will just be doing this. And making it back to 80. Okay. Yep. Server name. And we're going to make it staging.gig.com. We're not going to worry about www. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll just do that. Okay, the SSL engine is not on for this one. Do I not have other things? Oh, where's the other stuff? Okay, well, I copied one that wasn't that helpful, but let's change for now, but I'm going to open up just the plain arting. Yeah. Okay, so we need why do I have that there? Okay. All right, that's not usually very standard, but let's see. Copy, and then actually I'm going to copy all that on. Rewrite engine is not on. Copy. Okay, Control X. Back to our Invoice app. Oop. Doesn't want that. It wants tabs. Okay. Paste. So now let's change the document root to the different name of the project, which is Invoice App Staging. All right, because if we look, that's where we put it. Invoice App Staging. X, Y. Okay, let's make sure, because we copied and pasted. There's a couple of commands. Check config. What is, there we go. Let's see. Yeah? Seems a little old. I'm not sure that works. It'll tell us. Yeah. Oh, no, there we go. It's telling us something's wrong. A different one has trouble. One from 0. Chain. Let's encrypt. May have some issues. Is that site currently down? That would be sad. I thought I updated that. Well, it looks good, and this looks good, so it's happiness. So I'm gonna ignore it. Maybe it moved, but it's working. So, all right. So let's go back, and I always forget Apache 2 enable site. Not something I've memorized. This is fine. Go on DigitalOcean. Let's go with here we go. Sudo a2in. There we go. To enable. Okay. That's Invoice. And then sudo service Apache to reload. Great. All right, so that should be up and running. Let's exit. And now we need to go to GoDaddy or wherever your, this is where we host. So, and this was actually GigTilt was actually redirecting to, 1 from 0, I believe. Right, because right now, if you go to GigTilt, it's going to 1 from 0, okay? Which is still up and running, yay. So now we're going to change that up. GigTilt for a moment will be kind of lost, or it might go to arting.com since that's, you know, the first config happening. We'll change that later. Steaks on a plane. Oh wait. All of our URLs. I want to manage all. Running slow. Okay. I want to manage GigTilt. So alphabetically, yes, we collect domain names. Here we go. GoDaddy likes to, I want to manage the DNS. They've redesigned this. Okay. Where are we? A is forwarded. Well, we're going to add we're going to add staging. Do I have a staging already? Why did it come up with that? Points to I'm going to take this forwarded away. So we're going to point to that. Save. Oh, I probably should have made it less. Okay. But we're going to points to this IP address. Custom. I guess we'll do that right away. This issue. Uh-oh. Why? Because I think if I try to make this happen, it doesn't work either. Yeah. Yeah. You can't do that. It's the main guy, a subdomain, you know, follows. So let's see. Forwarding, maybe I need to trash it. Delete. Possible confirmation email. Okay. Now can I update this? No. I may have to confirm. All right, well, we've been on for about an hour, so it might be a good time to take a little break. I'm going to take like 5 minutes, go and see if we've gotten an email where we need to say yes, we do want to take off of the forwarding. It may just take them a little bit of time. Let's see, we can even refresh the page. A little bit of time to update that, which doesn't help me right now. Oh, there it goes. Oh, wait, it worked. I just had to, and staging's right there. Let's give it a whirl. Let's see. This doesn't always happen. You know, the first time around. Let's see. We have a very base. Oh, something went wrong. Well, it's passenger. You know what? Passenger may have not turned on. We turned on Apache. Let's try just deploying again and seeing if we get any errors from Apache from passenger. It says at the very end, you know, we've included passenger as one of our steps for deploying. So let's see. We may need to, you know, get that up and running. There's nothing we've done that has told passenger now to be active. So let's see what we got. Oh, I'm getting this thing about yarn. Might be good to do that. Okay. Passenger restarting. Okay. So, see if that worked. Or something's wrong. Oh, something's wrong. Okay. Something wrong. So this is a passenger error, not a Rails error. Let's see. Where do we look? Details. Okay. Something went wrong. So that's passenger. We may want to look up my own deploy tutorials to see maybe step I missed coming into this. Let's just Google. Well, you can also look at the where are the Apache logs. I obviously have been to this one before. Don't remember. Okay, let's try going back into the server. Where did I miss my SSH here, guys? There we go. Oh. Let me just open it up. Oh, it's not there. Let me see if there's a clue. Oh, right, you can't. Oh. Apache 2. Permission denied. I can't find it. Okay. Negative. I wonder if, I mean, surely put it in there. No, it's just gonna go back. Okay. Trying to remember. Aha. Config, access log. All right, this way we were. Let's just be sure. Yeah, okay. Let's just look at it again. Staging.gigtilt.com. Just triple checking. Staging.gigtilt.com. Gigtilt.com. We added a staging. Okay. Log directory. Oh, sorry. X. No, I don't want to save. Just want to look at. Okay. Just looking through this to see if. where potentially it might say in here. Apache log directory error log. What's the Apache log directory? Okay. This is something I never remember. Never remember. Somebody's at our door. Log. Aha! Okay. How long is this? Let's do, let's go page down. It's not that long, but I think it's Control V is page down. Wait, that's today. To install RVM. Is that what we have? I thought we had 2.4.1. It wants Ruby 2.1.2. Interesting. That's today. But not recent. Let's, I'm just holding this down. I know there's a command to go to the bottom, but so do we know how far we're going here? This I always look up too. Nano go to end of file. Control, like, I forget. Different letters. I'll go here pretty often. It's in my search history. Control V, Control WV. Control WV. Here we go. Okay, yes, here we go. Device secret key was not set. Please add to the following. Usually this comes up during the actual deploy. Interesting. Okay, maybe this oh, this is going to be really difficult. You restart your application after installing device or setting. Oh, interesting. Okay, usually that comes up when you're deploying at that issue, and I have encountered that issue. Basically, okay. All right, so now we found that. So what oh, sorry. I want to go back in. I'm going to run it again so that it's easier to copy paste. So I'm going to CD into there, www, invoice, current, and rake secret. Is that it? All kinds of lovely error messages, but what is that? Okay, well, here it is. Copy. Exit. Now we'll go to here. Now, device should save. Device should inherit from here. Okay, so now let's do cap staging setup. Okay, cap staging deploy so that it restarts it. And just want to make sure passenger is restarted and everything's restarted. Okay. Let me try this next if we still have issues. I don't think it's the same, but let's see. Oh, still unhappy. Okay, let's go back in. Alright, Control WV. Looks like it might be the same thing, but it did a different key. Oh, I hate this. Okay. Okay. Looking at device. Secret key base as its secret key by default. Okay, secret key base. In staging. Secret key base. Secret key base. Is it possible that my environment does need to get set? Right. Probably. I saw that happening in the Arden one, and I didn't pay attention to it, but that's probably my issue. Okay, so let's go and fix that. So that is available. I think that was let's just make sure. Right. There we go. That's what I was missing. So it wasn't putting the Rails environment into staging and not using those variables. Okay, so let's try one more time. We're going to cd into there. We're going to rake our secret again. I'm not quite sure why all these warnings come up. But I think it's all right. Let's go here. Copy. Let's go back here. Yay for DevOps. Okay. Save. Although I don't really kind of surprised it's not doing this during the deploy process. Setup. Okay, now let's deploy again. Did a fair amount of troubleshooting to get it up on the server about 2 weeks ago. All right. Did I need to... Oh, you know what I might have forgotten to do? Okay, let's see if this worked, but I think it might not work. Because I didn't re-enable the config. When you change a config, you have to re-enable it. Ah! Okay. So. If we were in a movie, what take would this be? 4? All right, let's try this again. All right. Oh, let's see. It's enable site. See, we still have that. Already enabled. Oh, we just need to restart. Okay. Should we triple check? Oh, is it different? Issue. What? So I think that actually, this may be affecting arting. Is arting still up? I've pulled down everything that's on this, okay. All right. I think this is... Let's see. This is trying to run two different... I don't know, this is the error from my thing. Or maybe it's just an error in general and nothing's going to work there. Okay, let's... Probably getting emails now about... from New Relic. Let's, instead of loading from RVM an older version of Ruby, let's go to the other Rails projects that I have on that same server. You saw it had plenty of space, right? So I'm trying to use that instead. Let's open up a different terminal. This is a pretty old project here. It's one of our first that we worked on. All right, and you see still Rails 4. Haven't been updating this. Probably need to do at least, let's see what rabbit hole I go down now, but always go there, and it's never what I want. Sorry, Daniel. You do such a good job of coming up first, but that's not really what I want. Okay, so let's at least get it up to the 16 here. That's security updates, those last buttons. And then one day I mean, when they stop supporting Rails 4.1, then that's probably when I'll do it. Oh. Well, yeah, let's bundle update Rails first. And then we'll bundle everything. Let's see if that works. May get errors. Oh, okay. So this might take a while because it's gonna have to build a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see if this. I know. I'm gonna wait till it doesn't have the pre in it. My Ruby version on my local machine probably does not have a good number of these gems. Let's see if it gives me any error messages, though. Otherwise, we may take a little break. Okay. Yeah, it's going to have to do a bunch of installing here. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break while it does this. And then see about getting this newer version up and running the newest version of Ruby so that they can all be on the same Ruby. And then maybe that this may be a very particular thing that I was trying to use different Ruby versions. It's not that great on a production server, so let's just update this one. This project is the main one, and it's staging version as well. Probably needs to do that as well, but I'm going to take a 5-minute break. So, be back at 5. Let me go to here. It's working hard here. So, let's take a 10-minute break. So back at 4:45 EDT. Chatting that, and here we're going to go to our stream starting soon. All right, see you guys in a bit. hi everybody. Fun with DevOps is going to take longer than I thought to get Arting updated because it's installing things and I'm getting error messages because it's a pretty darn old app and I'm just trying to get it loaded. And so that's not really that interesting to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and end right now if I get staging up and running. And the next step is testing out Stripe Connect. That's really my question, is if the Stripe Connect redirect is working. That's what I'm really trying to answer for myself and for my student. So if I get that up and running, I may hop back on. You'll get an email. I'm expecting it not to be in the next 30 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and end now because otherwise you're just going to watch Bundler, and that's really all I got. So as I update different gems for this old project. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. All right, bye-bye.